Okay. Let's see how it plays out. $59. And good afternoon, everyone. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Steve Aquilon with you. And it's our ball game today. It's going to be Boston Red Sox at New York Yankees. Two right-handers on the mound. We've got Earl Wilson for Boston, Bob Friend for New York. Wilson, 18-11 with a 3.07 ERA and 37 starts, would be traded to Detroit during the season. Bob Friend would be sold to the Mets later in the season. He was 5-8, 4.40. We'll get to the lineups here in just a second. Update on the laptop. The Bain laptop works, but it is highly unstable. It's been driving me freaking crazy. I'm trying to back up some files. I have a good system image backup, but I was trying to add some more recent files to it, and it just keeps pissing me off. Of course, computers will do that. In fact, they excel at it, I must say. Okay. Enough of that. Let's get to the game. Boston's lineup. We'll start off with Lenny Green in center field. Joe Foy will be at third base today. Yaz in left, batting third. Tony Conigliaro in right. George Scott at first base. Bob Tillman will do the catching, batting sixth. Rico Petrocelli at short. George Smith at second. And Wilson, a good hitting pitcher, on the mound, hitting ninth. For the Yankees, it will be their hitting lineup, I call it, with a couple of changes. Bobby Richardson will be at second base leading off. Roy White is in left. Roger Maris is in right. Mickey Mantle in center field hitting cleanup. Tom Tresh will be at third base. Clete Boyer at shortstop. Ray Barker will play first base today and hit seventh. Jake Gibbs will do the catching and hit eighth. And Friend, of course, bats ninth. So I've got some coffee here, getting ready to roll them. I might even do a late game today. We'll see how it goes. Another more snow today. I had a doctor's appointment. I called him and changed it to a virtual appointment, and then I ordered grocery delivery. That's right. I'm not going out on this crap. Sit in here and stay warm and look at the snow. I like it that way. All right, we're going to get this game underway here. Bob Friend has completed his warm-ups. Lenny Green steps into the box, left-handed batter. Umpire says play ball. Friend gets the sign from Gibbs. And here's the pitch to Green. That's going to be a 3-5 against the righty. He struck him out. And we are underway here at Yankee Stadium. And welcome, Kelly Hibbs. Glad to have you today. Yes, I hope so. Hoping for a good one. All right, here's Foy now, right-handed hitter, third baseman. Friend the windup. That's going to be a 2-6 against the righty. He walks him. Ball 4. Foy will take his base. Foy not a threat to run. Here's Yastrzemski. Yaz steps to the plate. Let's check his season out. 278, 16 home runs, 80 runs batted in, 39 doubles, 368 on base, 431 slugging. Not the best of Yaz years, but solid. From the stretch now, here's the pitch from Friend. On a 6-7 to the lefty. That's ripped into right field for a base hit. Maris on it quickly. Foy will have to hold at second. And on a single by Yaz, Red Sox have first and second and one away. And here's Canigliaro now. Tony standing in from the right side. Friend from the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a 6-5 to the right-hander. High fly ball to deep left field. Back goes White. That's going to be off the wall on a 16. Foy is going to score. It's an open double. Yastrzemski can try to score. Center fielder Mantle picks it up. He's a -3. Yaz a 14, -3, 11. He'll hold up at third. RBI double Canigliaro. 1-0 Boston. Second and third now. Here's George Scott. Oh, too early for infield in. They're going to play back. The windup and the pitch to Scott. He's 6-4 to the right-hander. Fly to center, shallow. Here comes Mantle, still coming. He's got it, and the runner will have to hold. Too shallow to tag for Yaz, and there's 2 down. And it'll be up to Bob Tillman, the catcher. What did Tillman bat that year? .230, 305 on base, 314 slugging. An average receiver with a very poor throwing arm. And here's the pitch from Friend. 4-7 to the right-hander. Single 2 stars. That's going to drive in 2. Bob Tillman. Holy cow. Yaz scores. Canigliaro scores. 2 ribbies for Tillman. And it's 3-0 Red Sox. And Rico Petrocelli will come to bat now. Man on first, 2 down. Friend gets his sign from the stretch. Pitch to Rico, a 6-6 to the right-hander, double to 9 on a 6. That's going to be in there for a 2-star double. Tillman will hold at third. Boy, and they are all over Friend here in the first inning. 4 hits and a walk, a pair of doubles. And the batter will be George Smith. Smith, the right-handed hitting second baseman. The pitch from Friend is a 6-4, fly to center. That's going to be Mantle. He's right there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. 3 runs for Boston on 4 hits. They lead the pair. The end of half an inning, it is Red Sox 3, Yankees coming to bat. And I want to welcome everybody here today. Another snow day in Spokane. And I'll be staying in playing Strat-O-Matic. Hell, we might play too. We'll see how I feel after this one. For the Yankees, it'll be Bobby Richardson to lead things off in the bottom of the inning. Earl Wilson's ready to go now. Gets his sign from Tillman. And here's the pitch. That's going to be a 1-8 against the righty. Single to 16. That's ripped into left field. Yaz on it quickly. Richardson rounds and holds with a leadoff single. So base hit Richardson. And here's Roy White now. White, a switch hitter, hitting lefty against Wilson. Wilson from the stretch now. That's going to be a 2-2 against the righty. Single to left. That's an open single. Richardson can try to go to third on that. Yaz is a -3, so 14 to third, 12, 1 through 9. No, thank you. He'll hold up at second. First and second, nobody out. And here comes Roger Maris. Mickey Mantle on deck. So Wilson staked to a 3-run lead. He's got himself into jam already here in the bottom of the first. As he gets his sign from Tillman, here's the pitch to Maris. From the stretch, it's a 1-5. That's a triple 1 to 3, and look at that, it is a 1. Ripped over the bag, first base side, down the right field line. Canigliaro chasing it down. Richardson will score. White will score, and here comes Maris to throw. He's in there with a triple. A 2 RBI triple. And it's a 3-2 ball game. And we're only in the first inning. Holy cow. And here's Mickey Mantle. Switch hitter, batting lefty. Infield back this early. Wilson full windup now. Uh-oh, we got a dice loose. That's a re-roll. Get in the tower. A 6-10 to the left-hander. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Petrocelli, a 2E38. Here's the play, the infield back, a 17, ground ball A. Runner will hold. Petrocelli makes the play. 6-3X, and that's the first out of the inning. And here's Tom Tresh. Tresh also a switch hitter. He'll be batting left-handed. Infield back. Wilson with the pitch. 5-7 to the lefty. Struck him out. Holy cow. And here's Clete Boyer. 2 down, runner at third. Boyer trying to tie it up here. The pitch from Wilson is a 2-7. He rips a double into right center. That's going to tie the ball game. Maris in to score. Boyer's in with an RBI double. Offense in spades here. 4 hits for the Yankees. Same as the Sox in the top of the inning. And here's Ray Barker now. Barker getting his first start of the year. He only had 75 at bats. Hit 187. He did hit 3 home runs. Apparently all of them against right-handed pitching. The pitch from Wilson. 5-10 to the left-hander. That's a tapper down to first. Scott has it. Underhands to Wilson covering. That will retire the side. But the Yankees come right back with 3 of their own. And after only 1 inning of play, it's 3-3. Holy cow. And welcome Kurt and Mike C. Kurt, the stat computer is on the fritz. It's working, but it's highly unstable. I'm trying to back up some files. I was able to get the stats onto a flash drive so I can plug them into the crap top. And Jeffrey played a game that started at 8 in the morning, so 5 a.m. for me, and just ended. And it was 13 innings. Holy cow, that's over 7 hours. There must have been a lot of scoring in that game, I'm assuming. He had no relation to Bob Barker. All right, Red Sox will come to bat here in the second in a 3-3 game. Feels longer than the second, doesn't it? And Wilson will lead it off. Wilson's a good hitting pitcher. He's a 7 right-hander with end power. Friend into the windup. That's going to be a 6-10 to the righty. Tapper down to short. That'll be Clete Boyer. He'll make a fine play on that and throw him out 1 down. Clete Boyer could play about anywhere on the infield. Most known for his Gold Glove work at third base, of course. And here's Lenny Green now. Green struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch from Friend. A 3-7 against the righty. Grounder down to second base. That'll be Richardson. Fields it cleanly. Over to Barker, 2 down. And with 2 away, Joe Foy will step up to the plate. Friend gets his sign, the windup. Pitch to Foy. It's a 6-4 against a right-hander. Fly to center field. Mantle again. That's the 3rd time we've seen that number, I believe. 6-4 right-handed. 1-2-3 go the Sox. So Friend settles down after a rocky first. Retires the side in order. And we go to the bottom of the second, still knotted up at 3. It will be Gibbs, Friend, and Richardson for the Yankees. I'll have a little sip of my coffee. Yeah, I'm on all coffee today and strong. Screwing around with these computers makes me crazy. When they don't work right, that is. Here's Gibbs now, the left-handed hitting catcher. Wilson gets his sign. The windup. Pitch to Jake is a 5-7 against the lefty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Wilson fans Gibbs, his second of the contest, and that will bring up Friend. He's a right-handed hitting pitcher. Wilson with the pitch. It's a 3-6 grounder to short. That's going to be Petrocelli. He's got it. Throws him out 2 down. And here's Richardson now. Led off the game with a single. Came around to score. Here's the pitch from Wilson. On a 5-8 to the righty. It's a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Smith. He's a 2E28. And here's the play. On a 14, he's got it. Throws him out. 1-2-3 inning for Wilson. 4-3X. That'll do it. So both pitchers knocked about a bit in the first, calming down in the second. We've played 2. It's 3-3. Bob Friend, of course, at this point in the twilight of his career. What the heck is going on here? Give me a second. I've got the wrong game pulled up here on my baseball reference. Can't believe I didn't catch that before. Here it is. I want to say he was about 36 by this point. 35. Friend would have been 35 this season. Oh, tell me about it, Kurt. I think the whole nation is getting ass blasted. I changed the 3 o'clock doctor's appointment to a virtual visit and ordered grocery delivery. I'm not going anywhere today. I haven't even got dressed. I'm staying warm. Here's Yaz to lead things off for Boston in the third. Bob Friend, the windup. Pitch to Yaz, a 3-7 against the righty. It's a fly ball to center. Mantle's right there. Mantle's been busy out there so far. There's 1 down. Here's Canigliaro now. Tony doubled in a run in the first, came around to score himself. Friend, the windup. It's going to be a 4-6 to the right-hander. Canigliaro lines a base hit into left field, and he's aboard with a 1-out single. And here's Scott now. Friend from the stretch. The pitch to George Scott. It's going to be a 4-7. Single 2 stars into center. Canigliaro into third. And Boston is in business in the third. First and third, 1 down. And here comes Tillman with Petrocelli on deck. Tillman, of course, drove in 2 runs in the first with a single. Let's check Scott for running. Scott, no threat to run. Decent 1-13 base runner. They will play it back with 1 out. Double play depth. From the stretch now, the pitch to Tillman. And there's a dice down. on the floor, other side of the desk. There it is. He picks it up and throws it to the cat, one away. No, don't want to do that. The cat gets a hold of that die, we'll never get it back. Friends, next pitch to Tillman. A 6-9 against the right-hander. Fly to left field, fairly deep, White under it. That's going to be enough for Canigliaro to tag up and score. That'll be a sacrifice fly for Tillman. And Boston takes a 4-3 lead. And Bob Tillman has 3 RBIs. How about that? 2 down, and Petrocelli will be the batter, runner at first. From the stretch, pitch from Friend is a 4-8 to the right-hander. That's going to be a base hit, first base side. Maris on it quickly. Scott will hold at second. So 3 more hits off of Friend here in the third. That's 7 now in the game. We're only in the third. And here's George Smith, runners at first and second, 2 away. Friend the sign from Gibbs now, and from the stretch, delivers to Smith on a 4-9 to the righty. Tapper down to third. That's going to be Tresh. Long throw across in time, and that will retire the side. Boston takes the lead, a run on 3 hits. They leave a pair, and it's 4-3. And Mike got 6 inches today. In Philly, do I have that right, Mike? Forgive me if I'm wrong. It'll take me forever to remember all these things. I should start keeping a log. Boy, Kurt, you got that right. Well, I was going to go in, but all I really needed to do is get my damn prescription refills straightened out. I figure they can do that on a Zoom call or whatever the hell they're going to do. Hey, I got one right. February. I hear that, CMP, and welcome, by the way. Yes, exactly. I was doing some of my Windows 1982 replay this morning on the Windows version. I've got a ton of projects go, as most of you guys know. 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the third. Here's White to lead it off. Batting lefty. Wilson into the windup. Pitch to Roy White, a 4-6 to the left-hander. It's going to be a triple to 4, and on a 3, that's going to be a triple. Ripped into the right center gap. Canigliaro chasing it down, White rounding, and he is in there with a lead-off triple. For New York, their second triple of the game. And the tying run is at third, just like that. And here's Roger Maris. Maris, of course, the other triple in the first. Wilson, full windup. That's going to be a 1-3 to Maris. Base hit into left. He just reaches out and pokes it over there and drives in the tying run. It's 4-4. And it's going to be a wild one today. Here's Mickey, the Mick. Runner on first, nobody out. Wilson from a stretch now. 2-2, fly ball to right field, and that is crushed. Canigliaro back at the track, almost at the wall, makes the catch. Maris is going to tag up and go into second on that. Fly ball A. And there's one down. And here's Tresh now. Mantle taking his lead. Wilson will look back. Now the pitch. It's a 3-4 against the right-hander. Foul ball behind the plate. Tillman back. He's there. Makes the catch, 2 down. And here's Cleet Boyer now. Boyer doubled his first time up, drove in a run. Man on second, it's Maris. 2 down. Pitch to Boyer, a 6-6 to the righty. Fly to center, that's going to be playable for Green. He drifts under it and puts it away to retire the side. But the Yankees come right back with a run on 2 hits. They leave a man. We've played 3, and it is 4-4. Kelly, I like the 82 windows so far, I must say. I had the set for a while, of course, because of keeper leagues and whatnot, you know. But that's my first replay with it. I'm only in the first or second week, about as far along as this one is, the 66 replay, roughly. Maybe a little less even. I might be on game 80 or 90 instead of 106. I picked that season because the races were tight. There were a lot of teams. I was looking at the standings thinking, man, there's a lot of teams that really had a shot in 82. So that should be fun. No, I'm doing them all. It's a full replay. There, I manage the home team and set the visitor team up for a computer manager. So I don't have to manage against myself. Okay, we're moving along to the 4th. Wilson will lead things off for Boston. Right-handed batter with end power. That's a 1-7 off of Friend, and he strikes him out. Wilson down on strikes, 1 away. And here's Lenny Green. Green 0 for 2. The windup, pitch to Green, is the 3-8. It's going to be a tapper down to short. Boyer has it. Throws him out, 2 down. And here's Joe Foy now. Friend into the windup, the pitch to Foy. That's a 3-7 against the righty. He draws the walk, so a 2-out walk to Foy. He jogs down to first, and here comes Yaz. Friend from the stretch now. The pitch to Yaz. It's going to be a 2-5 against the righty. Grounder down to first base. That's going to be Barker. Underhands to Friend covering, and that will retire the side. So nothing for the Red Sox in the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 4-4. In 67, the Yankees traded Elston Howard. Gibbs became the number 1 catcher, but by 68, Thurman Munson had taken the job. And that's courtesy of our factoid guru, Kurt Miller. Wilson ready to work here. He'll be the bottom of the order for the Yankees. Barker, the aforementioned Gibbs, and Friend. Wilson into the windup now. Pitch to Barker, a 2-8 against the righty. Swung on and missed strike 3. Barker down on strikes. Friend's 3rd strikeout. Sorry, Wilson's 3rd strikeout. God, there I go again. And here's Gibbs. Gibbs left-handed. Wilson the pitch. 5-5 to the lefty. A single to 2, but that liner is going to find the glove of Scott. Liner to first, 2 out quickly. And here's Friend now, right-handed batter. Wilson with the pitch. A 2-10. He walks him. Oh my goodness, the 2-10, the only thing there. And he finds it for the 2-out walk. And here's Bobby Richardson. Wilson visibly upset with himself, and rightfully so, walking a one-hitting pitcher. From the stretch now, pitch to Bobby, 4-2 to the righty, tapper down to short. Petrocelli has it, shovels to Smith to get the force, and that will do it. So nothing doing for the Yankees in the fourth. We've completed 4 here at Yankee Stadium, and it's 4-4. So things have calmed down considerably since the first inning, at least so far. Friend going into his 5th inning of work, and he is only an S5, so this will be his first inning of possible fatigue. And it will be Conigliaro, Scott, and Tillman due up for the Red Sox. Yankees and Red Sox, age-old rivalry. And here's Conigliaro now. Friend with the windup. Pitch to Tony is a 5-9 against the right-hander. Fly to right field. That's going to be playable for Maris. He glides under it and makes the catch for the out. And that'll bring up George Scott. Scott 1 for 2. Friend gets the sign. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch to Scott. A 2-7 against the righty. Swung on and missed strike 3. And Scott down on strikes. And that is 3 for Friend. And here's Tillman with 2 away, nobody on. And here's the pitch from Friend. A 5-10 to the right-hander is a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be Boyer. He's a 3E19 at short. As he goes into the hole, it's a 12. That'll be the error range. So we've got an E19 on an 8. He's got it. Plants, throws in time to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Friend. 6-3X is the play. And that'll do it for Boston in the 5th. And Wilson will get ready to work here in the bottom of the inning. It's going to be White, Maris, and Mantle. Switch hitter, lefty switch hitter, and Tresh, another switch hitter if anyone gets on. So seemingly a tough lineup to navigate. Although you wouldn't know it by their 1-9 mark so far. The lineup looks strong. It's got to be the pitching. Okay, White left-handed against Wilson. The windup, the pitch, a 6-10 to the left-hander. Grounder to short X. That'll be Petrocelli, a 2E38. Petrocelli behind the bag. On a 15, he's got it. Throws him out. One down, and here's Maris. Maris 2 for 2. Triple and a single. He's driven in 3. Wilson, the windup. The pitch to Roger, a 5-11 to the left-hander. A tapper down to second base. Smith charging on it now. Glove throw on the run. He's got him. So quickly 2 down, and here comes the Mick. Mickey's 0 for 2. Wilson, the windup. The pitch is a 4-10 to the left-hander. Fly to center field and shallow. Here comes Green, still coming in on it. He's there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Earl Wilson. We've played 5, and it's 4-4. Oh, man. What a couple of days. I'm telling you. It's a good thing I have Strat-O-Matic, or I'd probably gone cuckoo by now. Not that I haven't. Bottom of the order for Boston, Petrocelli, Smith, and Wilson. Friend ready to work now. He gets his sign. Here's the windup. Pitch to Rico. It's a 2-11 against the righty. It's going to be a base hit into left field. Sharply hit single. White on it quickly, gets it back in. And Petrocelli's aboard to start the 6th. With Friend only being a 5, we've already got some action down in the Yankee bullpen. Hal Reniff is loosening down there, as George Smith steps to the plate. Friend from the stretch now. It's a 6-10 to Smith, grounder to short. That's going to be a 4th play. Boyer has it, throws to Richardson to first, not in time. 6-4 Petrocelli is forced. Smith aboard. And here's Wilson. Possible sacrifice situation. He's a B bunter. But with a 7-N, he's going to hit away. And here's the pitch from Friend. It's a 4-4 to the right-hander. Grounder to third base X. That's going to be Tresh. That could be 2. He's a 3E23. Here's the play on a 5. No, he makes the play, a fine play, but he can only get 1, and the runner will advance. So sparkling defensive play by Tresh. Smith will go into second on the play. He's a scoring position with 2 down for Lenny Green. Friend ready to work now. The pitch to Green. That's going to be a 4-8 to the left-hander. Base hit into left. That's an open single. Smith can try to score on that. The left fielder is White, a +2. Let's check Smith. He's a 14 with 2 outs, 16 +2, 18. He's coming. They're throwing. And he's in there on a 16. So Smith in to score on the RBI single by Green. And Green will go into second on the throw. And here's Foy now. Boston takes the lead 5-4. One more hit or walk will fatigue Friend. And here's the pitch to Foy. That's going to be a 6-7 to the right-hander. Grounder down to shortstop. That's going to be Boyer. He's got it, throws him out, and that will retire the side. Red Sox get a run on a pair of hits and leave 1. They go to the bottom of the 6th with a 5-4 lead. And that's what I thought, Kurt Miller. Yeah, Bob Friend, I remember as a Pittsburgh Pirate, of course. I mean, not that I remember it. I don't remember it literally. I remember it from reading about it. Is he in the Hall of Fame? He was an excellent pitcher for many years for the Pirates. Kind of a shell of his former self on this card. But he's hanging in there. As the Yankees come to bat here in the 6th, it'll be Tresh, Boyer, and Barker. Wilson set now. Here's the windup. The pitch to Tresh, a 1-8 against the right. He gets a tapper down to first. That's going to be Scott. He's got it. He'll take it himself, 1 down. And here's Boyer now. The windup, pitch to Boyer. That's going to be a 1-7 against the righty. Fly to center field. Green drifting under it now. Reaches up and puts it away. 2 down, and it's Ray Barker. Barker 0 for 2. Wilson the windup. Pitch to Ray, a 6-11 to the left-hander. Fly ball right field X. That'll be Canigliaro. He's a 3E8. As he ranges towards the line, here's the play on a 6. He cannot get it. That drops in for a base hit. Barker rounding, but he'll hold with a single. 2 out single Ray Barker. And here comes the aforementioned Gibbs. Gibbs from Mississippi, still living, 85 years of age. Wilson from the stretch. Pitch to Jake. That is a 5-7 left-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Gibbs goes down flailing for the second time today. The Yankees, no runs on a hit. They leave one. We've got 6 in the books. It is 5-4 Boston. Friend, almost certainly his last inning of work, as he is due to lead off in the bottom of the 7th. And for Boston, the heart of the order, Yaz, Tony C., and George Scott. And before we get to that, I'm going to take just a brief minute and refill my coffee. Oh, and thank you, Kurt, not a Hall of Famer. Do you think he's borderline, maybe? I didn't think he was a Hall of Famer, but he was a good pitcher. Heck, I had him pulled up here. He had 197 wins. He lost 230. Pretty good 3.58 career ERA. Let's go down here. They've got some kind of a Hall of Fame meter sometimes on this thing. Interesting to look at sometimes. He is, for the gray ink pitching test, he has a 151, ranked 113th. The average Hall of Famer is a 185. The Hall of Fame monitor, he's a 52, likely is 100. And in Hall of Fame standards, he has a 23, and the average Hall of Famer is a 50. He does have a 33 7-year peak WAR. That's pretty damn good. So it looks like when he was good, he was very good, but maybe he didn't sustain it long enough to have the numbers to merit Hall of Fame consideration. Moving along into the 7th in this game, it's Boston 5, New York 4. Here's Yastrzemski now. Friend into the windup. It's a 4-11 to the left-hander. Struck him out. Oh, he got the corner with that one, and Yaz is not happy. He's shaking his head as he walks away. And here comes Tony C. And here's the pitch from Friend, a 5-6 to the right. He pops him up on the left side. Boyer calling for it. He makes the catch for the out. Quickly, there are 2 away in the 7th. And that'll bring up George Scott, 1 for 3. Friend the windup. 3-3 against the right-hander. A tapper down to shortstop. That'll be Boyer. He's got it. Throws him out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bob Friend. And that will be the day for Friend. The end of the day, I should say. He will yield to a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 7th, with the Yankees trailing by a run. He pitched a solid 7. He got lit up in the first, but other than that, pretty good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. Five runs all earned. He walked 2. Struck out to 3-4. Reniff, who's been warming, is ready. And now we'll have a batter. They used Repose and Clinton in real life. We'll go with Repose. Roger Repose is going to bat. There's Reniff's card. Here's Wilson. And here's Repose to lead it off for the Yankees in the bottom of the 7th. And breaking news, thanks to Kurt Miller, Josh Hader signs a 5-year deal with the Astros. I don't think I could give a relief pitcher 5 years. I mean, of all the positions. He's nasty, though. There's no doubt about that. Although, what do you guys think about some of that stuff, how he was dictating the way he was supposed to be used? I'll only pitch so much. I'll only pitch in this situation. I don't like it. Here's Wilson's pitch to Repose. A 5-11 to the left-hander. That's a tapper down to second base. Smith coming in on it. He gloves it and throws him out. So Repose is retired. And that'll bring up Bobby Richardson as we swing back to the top of the Yankee lineup. Wilson, the windup. Pitch to Richardson. That's a 6-7 against the righty. A tapper down to third base. That's Foy. Gloves it. Throws across in time. And here's White now. Should bear mentioning it's a 7th inning, or Wilson's an S7 for endurance. White batting lefty. And here's the pitch on a 5-6. He struck him out. 1-2-3 inning for Wilson. 7 in the books. It is 5-4 Boston. Reniff will come on to pitch the 8th, the right-handed pitcher. And he'll be looking at Tillman, Petrocelli, and Smith. Yeah, Kelly, right? I mean, if I'm a manager, I'm telling the pitcher when I want to use it. I'm not letting him tell me when he's going to be used, right? I mean, who's the manager? Hader? Okay, here's Tillman now. Reniff lined up. That's going to be a 3-5, and Tillman's got a base hit right up the middle to lead things off here in the 8th. Tillman's 2 for 3. He's driven in 3 runs. I thought about removing him for defense, in fact, but I just can't. Here's Petrocelli. Renner from the stretch. Pitch to Rico. That's going to be a 6-12 to the righty. Grounder to the pitcher X. Reniff's a 3-0. Here's the play. On a 1, he can't get it. That's a base hit. 1 star off the pitcher's card X. So single Petrocelli. Tillman will hold at second. And Reniff's already in a jam here in the 8th. He already trails by 1, and here comes Smith. Reniff from the stretch now. The pitch to George Smith. That's going to be a 4-7 to the righty, and he walks him to load the bases. So Reniff comes in and immediately gives up 2 hits and a walk. The Red Sox have the bases loaded and nobody out. Here's Wilson. Wilson's going to bat. You know, maybe that's all he can pitch, but still, you know, if that's the case, keep it between you and the manager. You know what I mean? Don't make it a public thing like I'm saying when I get it. A lot of these guys can only go one inning these days. He's not the only one, but he's the only one that apparently made a big deal out of it. Okay, here's Wilson now. Bases loaded. They're going to play back. Try to get 2. 7, pitcher with end power. Reniff's pitch is a 4-6 to the right-hander. He struck him out. So Wilson down on strikes. And here's Green. Reniff gets his sign from Gibbs. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. A 6-11 to the lefty. Fly to right field X. That's going to be Maris. Maris an almost flawless 2-3. And here's the play. On a 9, it's the error range. On an E3, the roll of a 5, he makes the catch, but that's going to be deep enough for Tillman to tag up and score. Sacrifice fly, Lenny Green. And it's 6-4. That's 2 away, and here's Foy. Reniff set now. Pitch to Joe Foy, a 4-8 to the righty, and he walks him, and the bases are loaded again. Smith down to second, Petrocelli down to third. And look who's coming up. And here comes Johnny Keane, and he's seen enough. Reniff's done. So Reniff comes in, lasts only 2/3. Al Downing was loosening down there between starts. He says he's ready to come in. Reniff gave up 2 hits and walked a pair. Struck out 1. So here comes Gentleman Al Downing. What did he do that year? 10-11, 3.56, 30 starts. Oh wait, he's a starter only. I'm sorry. I don't do that unless it calls for it in the actual real life game. So they're going to have to find somebody else. Fritz Peterson could do it. Same situation applies. Peterson was throwing between the starts and says, hey, I can get one out. So it'll be Fritz Peterson coming in with 2 down and the bases loaded. Carl Yastrzemski at the plate. Yastrzemski's 1 for 4 today. 6-4 Boston. They're trying to blow it open. Pitch to Yaz is a 5-9 to the left-hander. He struck him out. How about that? Peterson comes on and gets the job done. The Sox tack on an insurance run on a pair of hits, and they leave the sacks full. And Boston's going to bring in Eddie Casco to take over at third for Joe Foy. Casco's been playing third. He's a 3-11. So Foy's out of the game. Wilson gets ready to work here in the bottom of the 8th. It'll be the heart of the order. Maris, Mantle, and Tresh. The Yanks trail by 2. And Hader gets $95 million. Yeah, just a tad short of the Ohtani deal. So it's, yeah, that's a good point, Kurt. It's, it's comparable to the Diaz contract. And then Diaz went out and got hurt, so that, that's what I mean about relievers. Okay, here's Maris now. Yanks trail by 2. Running out of time here, bottom of the 8th inning. Ken Sanders has begun loosening in the Boston pen. Wilson's pitched to Maris on a 2-7. He walks him. So Maris, a lead-off walk to start things off in the 8th. And here comes the Mick. Wilson, a glance over at Maris. Now from the stretch comes set, and here's the pitch to the Mick. It's a 2-5. Struck him out. Huge strikeout there by Wilson. 1 down, and here's Tresh. Sanders is ready. Wilson set from the stretch. Pitch to Tresh is a 3-11. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Conigliaro to the track, to the wall. It's gone. Tom Tresh has just tied this ball game up with a 2-run blast. And oh man, maybe they went one batter too long to go to Sanders. Let's take another look. 3-11, righty. Homer to 11. Homer to 3-11. Homer to 14. The roll is a 3. And Tresh cranks it out of here to tie up this ball game in the bottom of the 8th. A dramatic blast by Tresh. And for Tom Tresh, that's his 3rd home run of the season. One more hitter walk will fatigue Wilson. He's going to go ahead and pitch to Boyer. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-8 comebacker. Wilson has it. Throws him out 2 down. And that'll bring up Barker. Barker 1 for 3. Wilson, the full windup now. A 3-7 pops him up right side. That's going to be Smith. He makes the play, and that will do it. But the Yankees come up big here in the bottom of the 8th. A 2-run home run by Tom Tresh. And we're going to the 9th inning, all knotted up at 6. And New York will have a new pitcher. They're going to bring in Ramos and do a double switch. See, I finally remembered. He's due up to bat 2nd in the 9th. He'll go in Barker's spot. So Ramos will go into Barker's spot. And we'll have a new first baseman in this spot. And that's going to be Elston Howard. So double switch, Ramos is called on. Peterson, a 3rd of an inning. He got his only batter, striking out Yastrzemski. And here's Pedro Ramos. Ramos pretty much the best they have down there. He'll be brought on to face Canigliaro, Scott, and Tillman here in the 9th inning. Right? I finally remembered to do it, to look at it at least. Okay, here's Tony C leading off the 9th. Ramos ready to work. Gets the sign from Gibbs. That's going to be a 5-7. He struck him out. Tony C down on strikes. And here's George Scott. Ramos the windup to pitch to Scott. A 6-5 to the right-hander. That's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Boyer, a 3-19. Boyer behind the bag. Here's the play. That's a 2. He's not going to get that. It's going to be a single. 1-out single for Scott. Scott, no threat to steal. Decent 1 through 13 speed. And here's Tillman. Tillman's 2 for 3 with 3 runs batted in today. Ramos from the stretch. Pitch to Tillman. 5-12 to the righty. Grounder to first base X. That's going to be Howard, just inserted into the game. He's a 4-16. Here's the roll on the play. It's a 3. He's not going to get it. That's going to be a single, 2 stars. Scott will scoot into third base. And just like that, Boston has runners at the corners and 1 down. And it will be Rico Petrocelli, George Smith on deck. 1 away here in the 9th, tie ball game. Oh, thank you, Kurt. Yeah, I keep forgetting to look where the damn pitcher's batting next when I do the pitching change. I actually wrote myself a note today to try to be aware of that. Here's Rico now. Petrocelli's 4 for 4 today. I just now caught that. Did you guys catch that? First and third. That's the go-ahead run. Yeah. What do they do here? Tillman, of course, can't run. 1 down. They're going to play it back, double play depth. Try to get a ground ball out of Rico from the stretch. Here it is. It's a 2-9. He walks him and the bases are loaded. Holy crap. And Ramos has dug himself a hole here in the 9th. And here comes Smith. Bases loaded. 1 out. Tie ball game. 9th inning. Well, a little bit better than yesterday afternoon's game. Okay, they're back. Force at any base. The pitch to George Smith is a 3-4. Fly to right field B ? Scott can try to tag. Maris is a -2. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Scott a 13-15, -2, 13. Scott's tagging. Here he comes. Here's Maris's throw, and he is out. Maris guns him out at the plate. Holy cow. George Scott gunned down at the plate to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on. Oh my God. And Wilson, he would have come out for a pinch hitter had he come to bat. As it stands, he's going to come out there for the 9th. Well, I accomplished nothing with that double switch. All I did was put Ramos leading off the damn inning. No, I did not. Never mind. Okay, there you go. He made the last out. So Gibbs leads off. Okay, it's all good. Woo! Panic. Panic time. Gibbs, Elston, Howard, and Richardson do. Wilson ready to work now. Here's the pitch to Gibbs on a 3-10 single to 15, and that is stopped by Casco, but no play. That'll be an infield single, Jake Gibbs. Gibbs a 12 runner. They could move Howard to catcher. That's what we're going to do here, okay? We're getting fancy now. Pepitone's going to run for him. He could stay in at first base. Elston Howard's already in the game at first base. He could go to catcher. Not an asterisk, but he's a 1 through 14 runner, so that's an improvement on Gibbs. And Elston Howard will be the batter. And hang on now, they're going to the bullpen. So Wilson apparently on a short leash in the ninth. And here comes Ken Sanders. Sanders, who would later be traded to Kansas City. He's been ready. Wilson 8+. 9 hits. 6 runs. Runner on first is his. He walked only 2. Struck out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here's Ken Sanders. Elston Howard at the plate. Bobby Richardson on deck. Pepitone at first. Sanders gets the sign from Tillman from the stretch. Pitch to Elston Howard is a 5-6 grounder to third. That's going to be 2. Klesko has it down to Smith to first. Double play. 2 down, and here's Richardson, and we may have extra innings today, gentlemen. Here's Richardson. Sanders with the pitch. It's a 5-5 to the righty. Swung on and missed strike 3, and we're going to extra innings. No runs a hit, no one left. 6-6 after 9. Unfortunately, I didn't have the same forethought for bringing Sanders in. So we'll have a hitter for Boston. Sanders goes an inning. So what happened here? Friend. Seven innings. Okay, Renniff gave up that run. White, Maris, Mantle. Here's where I could use the other laptop. Bucky Brandon. warming for Boston. Ramos, his second inning of work. Okay, that's where Reniff came on. Peterson. Ramos came in there. So second inning of work for Ramos. And we'll have a batter. And it's going to be George Thomas for Boston. Thomas, a right-handed hitter. Batting for Sanders. Pitch to Thomas is a 4-6, single to 10, and that's in there for a base hit. Leadoff single Thomas. Thomas decent wheels, but no threat to steal. And that'll bring up Lenny Green. And Green's 1 for 4 with a sac fly. He's knocked in a pair. Ramos from the stretch now to Green, a 2-5 fly to center field, playable for Mantle, glides over and puts it away, 1 down. And here's Casco. Boy, Boston probably wish they still had Foy in there at this point. You never know. You liked that, Kurt? Which one? Bucky Brandon? Or failing to make a double switch to keep Sanders in the game? Oh, live and learn, I guess. Hopefully learn. 1 out, 1 on from the stretch. The pitch to Eddie Casco is a 3-11. Grounder to first base. That's going to be Pepitone, but his only play is to take it to the bag, and the runner will advance. Ground ball C. Thomas goes into second with 2 down. And here's Yastrzemski. And if you're the Yankees here, you've got to be thinking, put Yastrzemski on and pitch to Tony C, right? That's what they're going to do. So intentional pass to Carl Yastrzemski. And it will be up to Tony C. Here's Tony C now, first and second, 2 down. Ramos from the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-8 to the right-hander. He struck him out. Oh, my goodness. So nothing doing for Boston. They leave a pair. It'll be Duckworth coming on for the bottom of the 10th. White, Maris, and Mantle do. I briefly considered Dennis Bennett, but that's fine for Maris, but you just turn White and Mantle around and make them better, so that didn't make any sense. So Roy White coming to bat here for the Yankees in the bottom of the 10th in a tie ball game. He'll be batting lefty against Bucky Brandon. Brandon into the windup now. The pitch to White, a 2-11. Base hit right up the middle, and White's aboard to lead things off. And White's got wheels. Star 15. Brandon a +1. Tillman a +4. That's 19. Held on 17. And he's going to try for the lead. 2 through 8, 11, or 12. 3, he's got it. Here he goes, 1-17. The throw, he's in there. Possible overthrow number for Tillman. Let's check that. He's 1-5. And he throws it into center field. Oh my God, an error. Stolen base and error. And White's at third base with nobody out. Error Boston, and Tillman, who'd been the Red Sox offensive star of the game to this point, he may have just given it away by throwing that ball into center field. Everybody's in, and it's Maris. The pitch from Brandon on a 2-5, single to 9, grounder to the pitcher B with the infield in. That's going to be a force play. They've got White off of third base. Brandon throws down there to third, to the catcher, back to third. They've got him. Holy crap. Let's look at that again. 2-5 to 9. Ground ball to the pitcher B with the infield in. That is the force. And White is erased. 1-5-2-5. Maris to first, and there's one down. Oh my God, what a ball game. I thought it was over. It could still well be, as here comes the Mick. Mickey's 0 for 4. You kind of feel like he's due. Whew. Got a pitch to him. Runner at first, one down. Bucky Brandon from the stretch. Pitch to the Mick. It's a 4-4 to the lefty. Fly to center field X. That's going to be Green, a 2-E10. Green drifting to the gap. Here's the play. On a 19, he makes the catch for the out. 2 away, and Tresh will be the batter. Tresh, of course, made it possible to even get this far with his game-tying 2-run blast back in the 8th. And now he stands in there left-handed against Brandon with a runner on first and 2 down. Brandon from the stretch. 2 Tresh, a 6-7, and he walks him. Ball 4. Oh, my goodness. Maris down to second. And it will be up to Cleet Boyer. Oh, you can cut the tension with a knife here in this one. Tie ball game, bottom of the 10th. The Yankees have first and second. There are 2 away. And here comes Cleet Boyer, 1 for 4 today. Brandon gets his sign now from the stretch. The pitch to Cleet Boyer, a 5-5. He struck him out. And we're going to the 11th. Oh, holy crap. How many people thought the game was over when White was standing at third base with nobody out? Ramos is a relief 3. He's going to go for it. It'll be his 3rd inning of work. And it will be Scott Tillman Petrocelli for Boston as we go to the 11th inning. I'm going to have to get some more coffee. So what were you saying about Jeffrey's game? About how many innings and how long? Let's take a look at Ramos. 3.61. He was their save leader with 13. The Yankees did not have a very good bullpen in 66. Ramos probably the best they've got. Let's see what else they've got down there. We've got Boughton, Womack's good, and Hamilton from the left side. And that's what's left, unless we started going to extra cards, which I don't have that computer, of course. don't have access to it, I should say. Okay, I've got my coffee. Here's George Scott to lead off the 11th. George 2 for 4. Ramos into the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-9. Struck him out. George Scott down on strikes. And here's Tillman now. Tillman's 3 for 4. 3 ribbies. Ramos the windup. It's a 4-11 to the righty. Base hit into left field. A line drive single. And Tillman is on fire today. And he's aboard with 1 down. And now they need a runner for Tillman. But do they have another catcher? They've got Mike Ryan. Let's see if they have any pitchers who could run. They're running out of bench players. Here's the sheet, which now I know where it is. Brandon, he's in the game. No, they do not. So they're going to have Dalton Jones run for Tillman. We'll put Mike Ryan in there as a placeholder. Jones, a 1 through 15 runner, no threat to steal. He's the potential go-ahead run, and here's Petrocelli. Ramos from the stretch. Pitch to Rico, 5-7 to the right-hander. Swung on and missed strike 3. That's 2 Ks this inning for Ramos. And George Smith will be the batter. Smith's 0 for 4 with a walk. Ramos from the stretch. Pitch to Smith is a 1-6. Double to 3, but that's playable in left for Roy White, who makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Dalton Jones can't field a position. So in Tillman's spot now is Mike Ryan, the catcher. Better defensive catcher anyway, a 2E3 with a 0 arm. Good catcher. Ramos. Brandon would lead off the bottom of the 12th. Brandon would lead off the top of the 12th if we were to get that far. Entering his second inning of work, it will be a pinch hitter for Ramos to start things off. Ramos, remember, in the 7th spot in the order now. He worked 3 innings. 2, 3, surrendered 4 hits. No runs. He walked 2, 1 intentionally. Struck out 4. Yankees are going to need a batter. They have a little more bench left than Boston does. So they have some options. And it's going to be Horace Clark, the switch hitter. So So Horace Clarke with an E. I always have to remind myself of that for some reason. Clarke will lead it off here in the bottom of the 11th. Pepitone on deck, Elston Howard to follow. Exactly, Kurt. Yeah, mine's headed there. Here's Clarke, Brandon ready to work. The pitch to Horace Clarke, a 3-9 against the righty. Tapper down to second base. Smith has it, throws him out. One away. So Clarke retired. And here's Pepitone. His first at bat of the game. Brandon into the windup. The pitch to Joe Pepitone, a 4-2 to the lefty. He walks him. Winning run is out there. 13. Brandon a +1. 14. Ryan a 0. He'd have to get the lead. Elston Howard at the plate. He's going to bat. From the stretch now, here's a pitch from Brandon, a 3-11 to the right-hander. Pops him up left side. Petrocelli, infield fly rule, 2 away. And here comes Bobby Richardson. Pepitone's trying for the lead, 2 through 5. Caught on a 12. 70 does not get it. Here's the pitch to Richardson. A 6-8 to the righty. Single to 9, and that's in there. Single ripped into right field. Knigler on it quickly, and Pepitone will have to hold at second. So a 2-out base hit by Richardson. And it's first and second, 2 down, and here's White. White almost won the game last inning. He singled to lead off the inning, stole second, and took third when Tillman threw the ball into the outfield. Brandon ready to work now from the stretch. Pitch to Roy White is a 5-7, grounder to second base X. That'll be Smith, a 2E28. And here's the play. On a 10, it's the error range. E28 on the roll of a 5. That doesn't sound good. He boots it, and the bases are loaded. Error Smith. Ho, ho, ho! E4, Richardson to second. Pepitone to third. Boston's second error of the afternoon. Or is it evening now? Bases loaded, 2 down, and here comes Roger Maris. And the crowd is on their feet here in New York. You've got Mantle on deck. It's all Brandon. It's all Bucky Brandon. Bases loaded, 2 down. The windup. The pitch to Roger Maris. A 6-10. Fly to right field. Canigliaro under it. We're going to the 12th. And the Yankees leave the bases loaded. And they're going to go to Womack. Their 5th pitcher of the afternoon. Let's see if we can see that. It'll be a pinch hitter for Brandon. Brandon, 2 innings, 2 hits, walked a pair, struck out 1. And it would be the lefty, Dennis Bennett, for Boston. Right now, they will have a batter for Bucky Brandon. They only have 1 hitter left on the bench. It's Jim Gosker. So they're going to play their last bench piece here against Dooley Womack. Top of the 12th in New York, a 6-6 tie. Womack's ready to go now. Jim Gosker steps in from the left side. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. That's a 3-7 fly to center field. Mickey's there. 1 down. Let's keep Gosker out. He might find some usefulness. That's the pitcher's spot. And here's Lenny Green with 1 away. Womack gets the sign from Howard. Pitch to Green is a 4-7. Tapper down to second base. Richardson, easy play. 2 away. Green's in center. Here's Eddie Casco now, third baseman. Womack the windup. The pitch to Casco, a 3-4 fly to right field. Can of corn for Maris, camps under it now, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Dooley Womack. So he won't be doing anything with Gosker. We go to the bottom of the 12th, still tied up. Let's make sure we can all see the pitcher's card now. We're way off here to the right. Looks like we can. Oh yeah, plenty of room. Mantle, Tresh, and Boyer due for New York. Boston goes to their lefty, Dennis Bennett. They'll turn Mickey and Tresh around. Mickey 0 for 5 today. Bennett ready to work. The windup. Pitch to the Mick, a 4-5. Swung on and missed strike 3. A mighty cut. And mighty Mick goes down swinging. Oh my goodness, and here's Tresh. 1 for 4, but it was a big one. A game-tying 2-run homer in the 8th. Bennett ready to work now. The windup, the pitch is a 2-6, and he walks him. Tresh is aboard. Tresh not a threat to steal. A solid 1 through 14 base runner, however. And here's Boyer. Boyer 1 for 5. Dennis Bennett from the stretch. The pitch to Cleet Boyer, a 1-6, and he walks him. And that will push the winning run into scoring position with 1 away. And it's the pitcher's spot, of course. And that's Womack, who worked a flawless inning. He'll be pinch hit for here. Pretty easy choice. They used him in real life in this game, and that's Lou Clinton. Pepitone on deck. If you're thinking about removing Bennett here, They need him to pitch to Pepitone. He's their only lefty. First and second, one down. From the stretch, Bennett's pitch to Lou Clinton. That's a 6-6. He walks him and the bases are loaded. Bennett with 3 consecutive walks here in the 12th after striking out Mickey Mantle. Holy cow. And now they got to pull the infield in with the bases loaded, which I hate doing, by the way. There's no other choice, really. I mean, I suppose they could try to get the double play. And it'll be Pepitone, left on left. Elston Howard on deck. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Pepitone. A 3-5 single to 8, and that liner is speared by George Scott. Runners hold. Holy crap, 3-5, 1 through 8, it's an 11. Can you believe this game? Bases loaded, 2 down. It's going to be up to Elston Howard. Howard came into the game. He's 0 for 2. Bennett full windup now. The pitch to Howard on a 2-7. Grounder down to third. Casco has it. Steps on the bag. That's all he needed to do. And we're going to the 13th. So, Kurt Miller and everyone. Must be a day for 13-inning games. Yeah, I think Womack did cough one up. Yankees will need a pitcher. And we'll have to put the 13th inning in here. Yaz, Canigliaro, Scott. They're going to go to the lefty, Steve Hamilton. Their 6th pitcher of the day. So Steve Hamilton, the lefty, comes on. Yaz, Canigliaro, and Scott do as we move to the 13th inning. Well, so much for playing 2 today, I guess, huh? We may play 2 in this one. And here's Yaz to lead things off. Hamilton ready to go to work now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Yaz. It's a 3-10, grounder down to third base. Tresh has it, throws him out. 1 down. Tony C. coming to bat. 2 for 6. Hasn't had a hit since the 3rd, though. Seems like a long time ago now. As Hamilton comes set, the windup. Pitch to Tony, a 3-6 high fly ball to deep left field on a 19, and just look at that roll. It is a 19, and that is gone. Home run, Canigliaro. Tony C. Oh, and that takes the air out of this crowd in a big way. Tony C. with a home run over the left field fence. And it's 7-6 Boston. And here's Scott now. Hamilton with the windup. The pitch to Scott, a 4-10 to the right-hander. Fly to left field. That's going to be White. Drifts under it and makes the catch. Mike Ryan will be the batter now. Came on in defense to play defense for Tillman after he was pinch run for. Hamilton into the windup. Pitch to Mike Ryan, a 1-7, single to 13. That's down for a single. 2-out base hit Ryan. And that'll bring up Rico Petrocelli. Rico 4 for 5 with a walk. Hamilton from the stretch. Pitch to Rico, a 3-7. Tapper down to short. That's Boyer. He's going to go the short way to Richardson, and that will end the inning. Hang on, let me correct that. That's 6-4. Boston gets a run on the Canigliaro blast. They've got nothing left on the bench. They do have some bullpen. They've got Osinski. They've got Radats, who had some saves. I'm inclined to stick with Bennett. Oh, I know he walked 3 in a row in the 12th, but he got out of it. And with White leading off and Maris on deck, he's the only lefty they have. So it's going to be Bennett, his second inning of work. And Bobby Richardson will lead things off for New York. Bennett into the windup now. The pitch to Bobby. 1-7. Pops him up left side. Petrocelli under it. 1 down. And here's White. Seemingly he's been in the middle of everything today. Very busy defensively in left. He's 3 for 6. Scored twice. Almost wondered in the 10th. Batting right-handed against Bennett. That's a 2-9. High fly ball to deep left field. Going back and gone. And Roy White has just tied this game up in the bottom of the 13 with a blast of his own. Holy crap. Can you believe this ball game? 2-9 lefty. Homer to 9. The roll is a 6. Roy White does it again. And that's his first home run of the season. Can you believe it? And the fans are going wild. His teammates mob him as he crosses the plate. And we're all tied up again. And here's Maris. Oh my goodness. Bennett ready to work now, 1 down. The pitch to Maris. That's a 2-11. Tapper down to first. Scott has it. Underhands to Bennett covering, and there's 2 away. It'll be up to the Mick. 2 outs, nobody on. Tie game, bottom of the 13th. Bennett gets his sign. The windup. The pitch to Mick. 1-9. Struck him out. Twice Bennett struck out the Mick. He came in the 12th to strike him out, and he ends the 13th striking him out. But the home run by Roy White ties the ball game, and we're going to the 14th. And if we go much further, I'm going to have to figure out how to keep score. Holy cow. I mean, this part's okay. It's down here. I guess I extend this out, right? As much as I can. Hamilton, his second inning of work. Can't really play any more chess matches with the pitchers. These teams are running out of players. Smith, the pitcher's spot, and Green due for Boston here in the 14th inning. Hamilton, his second inning of work. And here's George Smith. Smith 0 for 5 with a walk. The windup and the pitch from Hamilton. The lefty comes in there on a 1-8 and strikes him out. Okay, now let's say they bat for Bennett. He's a 3 endurance. They've still got some relievers at least, but they've got nobody to bat. Bennett's a 6 NL. Well, let's see if they got any pitchers who hit any better. Believe it or not, Bennett's the best hitter they have right now. Bennett, a 6N power, a left-handed hitter. He's going to have to bat. Left on left. Hamilton's pitch, a 3-10. He struck him out. And here's Green. Hamilton, the windup. Pitch to Green. It's a 1-10. Base hit into right field. 2-out single for Lenny Green. Green, no threat to run. And here's Casco. Casco 0 for 2. Hamilton pitch. A 4-7. He swung on and missed strike 3, and Hamilton strikes out the side. No runs to hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 14th. We are tied at 7 each. Bennett will come out for his 3rd inning of work. He is a 3 for endurance. It'll be Tresh, Boyer, and the pitcher's spot. New York, unlike Boston, actually has batters left on the bench. Tresh 1 for 4, walked twice. Bennett into the windup now to pitch to Tresh. 3-10, high fly ball, crushed to deep left field. Forget about it. This ball game is over. Tom Tresh and the fans are going crazy. Tresh's 2nd blast of the day. Let's take another look. 3-10 against the left-hander. Boom! And he walks it off here in the 14th. Two errors, Boston. Fireworks came in right on cue, did they not? And his teammates are mobbing Tresh as he crosses the plate. Oh, what a performance. He tied it up with a 2-run blast in the 8th, and he wins it with a homer in the bottom of the 13th. I think it's safe to say that your chief Spokane Garrity player of the game is none other than Tom Tresh. Hamilton, the winning pitcher. Bennett takes the loss. For Hamilton, that's his first decision. He's 1-0. Bennett had another loss. He's 0-2. Oh my God, what a ball game. Well, that makes up for last night's nightcap, does it not? Oh, by far, Mike C. By far, longest game in length and in innings. And I wrote it in the wrong line there. It should have been over here. $14th. That's good enough. I know where it goes. So the Yankees get their second win of the season, and holy crap, it wasn't easy, was it? They're 2-9. Boston drops to 3-7. Oh my goodness. Chief Spokane Gary, player of the game, Tom Tresh. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll thank you even more, those of you who hung in here for the whole damn thing. Let's total out the pitchers here. Hamilton, in getting the win, he worked 2 innings. He gave up 3 hits, a run, walked no one, and struck out 3. Bennett in the loss, 2+. 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks. So for the Yankees, 8 runs on 13 hits, no errors. For Boston, 7 runs, 18 hits, and they made 2 errors. "14-inning marathon. The Yankees nip the Red Sox 8-7, and they're still dousing Tom Tresh with Gatorade. Oh my God, I'm going to take tomorrow off and go visit my mom. Sunday, I will have Philadelphia Phillies at the mighty Pittsburgh. Actually, the Phillies are mighty too. 2 great teams, the Phillies and the Pirates. And that's going to be Jim Bunning against Bob Veal. Oh my God, that should be good. So please join me for that on Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific. Thanks again for watching, everyone. That was awesome. Now I got to make something to eat and take a nap. Thank you, everybody, very much. I appreciate it. I'll catch you later. Good night, all.